Hey, what's up guys? It's Eric, and today we're going to be doing a mind dump. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 things, or the 10 things that I would recommend to help you if you're in depression to get out of depression. This series is kind of inspired by a situation I'm in now, and kind of a sad situation, but it's a growth opportunity for me. My ex-wife and I have got separated, and she actually kind of inspired this series and recommended that I do this as a outlet for my thought process. So hopefully you guys will join me on this journey. Every week I'm going to do a mind dump on various things, between mindset related stuff, brain related stuff, to business related things, and hopefully you join me on this journey. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 things that I recommend, or that I'm doing, to get out of a depressive state or out of depression. I know it's a topic that not a lot of guys like to talk about. Us guys tend to be pretty private about things, and the unfortunate thing is loneliness and depression is one of the leading, I guess, mental issues when it comes to guys. So I wanted to kind of share some of my experiences, some of the things that I'm doing to get out of, you know, a depressive, kind of like a sad, like woe is me kind of state, and try to help project me into becoming my best self. So the first thing that I would recommend is start with becoming a new you. And what that means is, typically when guys get into a breakup or a separation or divorce, it typically becomes like a downward spiral. It's an unfortunate thing, but a lot of guys end up falling into that because you're kind of shocked into a new situation, whereas the ex-wife or the divorcee wife or the girlfriend, they pretty much clocked out months or even years ago if you had a long-term relationship. Whereas this guys, it kind of hits us really quickly. So what typically happens is we kind of get into this downward spiral, we kind of lose track of ourselves, we start eating crappy, we start losing our fitness and even carrying and maintaining ourselves, and that is the worst thing to do, because your self-image, your self-worth needs to be determined by you. So this is a great time to kind of relook at what you're doing and start with a new you. So for me, what I'm doing right now is I am changing up my dress. Probably gonna shave this beard, to get a whole new, fresh new look. And I'm in a new space. There's not a lot of books here yet or furniture yet, and I'll give you guys a little bit of an apartment tour at some point. But there's a whole new space. I've moved out of the home. My son's gonna be moving with me soon as well. And it's just a way for me to kind of like upset and change the old mindset that I was in and push myself into a new person. Number two, what I'd recommend doing if you're in a depressive state or if you're in a state of separation is to start exercising. Typically what happens is many of us guys, we wallow in our own sadness. We just sit back, watch TV, eat tons of crap, and we just stop taking care of ourselves. And in order for you to love yourself, you gotta feel good about yourself. You gotta start working out. So for me, I like riding bikes. I like going to the gym. I like going outdoors and doing like jogging and running and swimming. And you gotta get back into the habit. So that's what I've been doing. I've been cycling about 3 times a week with friends, putting in at least 100, 120 miles per week, which isn't too bad. It's not as much as I'd like to be doing, but soon I'll be able to jump it up some more. I'm also doing a lot of stuff at the gym. On the days I'm not cycling, I go to the gym, work out for about 45 minutes to an hour or so. Helps freshen your mind. It's almost like my Zen moment when I'm on my bike, just pedaling away, suffering away, sweating away all my stresses, all my fears. And I would highly recommend that for you if you don't do that, is to get out, exercise, take care of yourself, take care of your body. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, your mind isn't going to feel good about yourself either. It's just going to tear you apart. The third thing I recommend is to eat clean. Typically what happens again is we start eating like crap. Fast food, fries, burgers, whatever. Especially when you move into your own place, move in by yourself. It's super easy to get stuff like a Taco Bell or Burger King or In-N-Out. And that stuff just tears you apart from the inside out. It's not a great way to get yourself into the best shape of your life, and it's also not a great way to feed your brain. Your brain needs good, clean food. Have a good balanced diet of proteins, carbs, and vegetables. I focus a lot more on vegetables and proteins, but add some complex carbs in there. Eat fruits, eat whole foods. If you can't understand the ingredients on the side of the box, don't buy it. and cook at home as much as you can. That time where you're sitting at home and cooking for yourself really puts you in the right mindset of saying, you know, I am trying to do better for myself. I am trying to improve myself. I'm not going to be the one who's going to be falling victim to this depressive state or this situation that I've been put into. Number 4 is cut out alcohol and drugs. And again, you know, the typical story when guys get into like a depressive state or a breakup is to start drinking or to start smoking or to start smoking a pot or some other drugs, and cut that completely out. The reason for it is these addictive things, especially in a state where you're weak mentally or you're down mentally, is trouble for sure. It can compound the addictiveness of a lot of these things where you start going in a downward spiral. And I've seen lots of friends who are either divorced or separated or have gone through some serious stuff, even post-traumatic stress disorder for all my friends out there in the military. They start drinking, become addicted to it, it becomes a downward spiral, and it completely destroys their life. At the end of the day, these traumatic experiences, and it might sound dramatic to some of you out there, but these traumatic experiences serve as stair-stepping tools for you to become the better person. Now, the vast majority of people unfortunately start going back down the stairs, but this is a great opportunity for you if you're in that type of a situation to progress and move forward with your life and improve and become the best person that you can be. The next one is number 5, and that's to sleep. Sleep more. And it sounds counterintuitive, and you know, we're raised in a society, unfortunately, where sleep is taboo. People hear, oh, I need to take a nap, or let me get some sleep, and they think, oh, you don't like having fun. Or, hey, you're a lazy guy. If you're an entrepreneur like myself, if you're an entrepreneur, you should grind out, stay up to the wee hours of the night. You don't need sleep. Just grind it out, make your business run. And that's a huge fallacy. What a lot of people don't realize is some of the top athletes in the world, they actually sleep 12, 13, 14 hours per day, because that restorative sleep is important for their mind and to recover their body. But for us guys that might be going through traumatic incidents, maybe witness a traumatic incident like the recent shooting, or are going through a separation or divorce like myself, that sleep is needed to restore your mental state, because what happens is your mental state is completely torn apart. Your old comfort zones and your old ways of thinking no longer are valid. You have to fend for yourself. You have to kind of determine your own path, your own route, and it's rerouting the conduits in your brain. And your brain is over-calculating things and calculating all the variables and all that stuff. And all of those things meshed together expend a ton of energy, and you're going to feel exhausted all the time. So don't feel bad for yourself. Sleep. Trust your body. Listen to your body. If your body is tired, go to sleep. Take a nap. You know, invest in yourself. You know, a lot of us, when we're younger or when we're starting out a family, we didn't get much sleep at all because we grinded out working 40, 60, 80 hours, either running a business or at a job to support the family, and you burn your candles at both ends. This is your opportunity, especially if you've moved out like myself, to be able to get some real restorative sleep, to start setting your own sleep schedule, to allow your brain to recover and to allow itself to kind of restore and get back to the right mental state. Without good sleep, it's just going to cause a ton of emotional issues, and your body's just not going to be able to recover if you were to go to the gym or work out. Sleep is so important. At least try to get 7 to 8 hours a night of sleep. I'm working on it. I'm at 7 hours a night of sleep right now, and trying to get more is challenging, but I try to take like a midday nap if at all possible to help my body restore and recover. Because again, sleep is super important. The next one is number 6, is that's to get outside. Go outside, get some vitamin D. Again, you know, it's like the common story. It's like when you think of somebody getting separated or divorced, or you see a traumatic incident, you tend to just coop up inside in your own little safe space and like just sit on the couch and watch TV and stuff. And that's just not healthy. You need to go outside, get some vitamin D, feel the sun on your body, feel the sunlight, breathe fresh air. That fresh air, breathe in, and then breathing out will help flush your body of all of its toxins and re-energize you and make you feel like a new person again. And that's super important, at least for me, and I highly recommend it for you if you're going through a depressive state or a separation or something like that. Go outside, get some fresh air, feel reconnected to Mother Earth, just get grounded again, and just feel like you're part of the world. All right, number 7, this one is a key one, and that's to hang with your bros. Hang with friends that you're really close with, not just beer drinking buddies, not just poker buddies, but hang with friends you can have a real emotional connection with. Now, as guys, and I assume also with women too, so I mean, I don't know if I'm completely correct or wrong, but with guys, often a lot of us, when we hang out with our friends, we just have surface talk. We just talk about sports, or we just talk about like the weather or politics. And there's just really surface, facetious stuff that doesn't really serve to help us either clear our emotions or get things off our mind. Hang out with friends that you can have real deep conversation with, real vulnerable conversations with. And I find this as a challenge, especially for men like myself here in America, is we're taught to not be vulnerable. Don't cry, don't show emotion, toughen up, cowboy up. And that's like the classic sense of the stereotypical American man. The only problem with that is we end up bottling up all these emotions, all of these feelings that we're having. And I know it sounds foo-foo, it might be, oh, you liberal snowflake, whatever you want to say, but we end up bottling up all this rage and emotion. And that's not good. It's like a soda bottle. You shake that sucker up and you keep shaking it. At some point, that thing's gonna pop and blow. And it could end up in some crazy rage or some kind of crazy outburst that you'll look back at and be ashamed of forever. So find friends that you could have good, clear, emotional, vulnerable conversation with. People that you trust. That's super key. People that you trust that you could be vulnerable with. Find that group of friends. For me, I found it in my mastermind group. A mastermind group is a group of other folks that are in a similar line of business or industry that you're in. So I joined my friend Nick Bailey's mastermind group, the BDB Elite. And it's a group of men where I could really be vulnerable with, share my feelings with, and know that I'm in a safe space with supportive and I can't even think of the word right now. But basically with supportive people that will come together and try to push you up and bring you to your next level, as opposed to folks that will just laugh at you and be like, what, what's the problem? Cowboy up, suck it up, man. And that's really important, especially in this day and age. A lot of people don't realize it, again, because of the stereotypes of our society. And as American men, American males, we're told to cowboy up, not share emotions, don't talk to anybody about this stuff. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, that is not healthy. That is not a healthy thing at all. You need to be able to share it to get it off your mind. The next one is start to journal. And journaling is just basically an act of putting your words and your mental thoughts on paper. And what I've been doing is I've been journaling on a daily basis, and it's challenging to keep up that routine. But I've just been journaling on a daily basis, just saying how I feel when I wake up. And it just helps me clear my mind. Because when you're asleep, your mind is still active. It's still thinking about things. So I've been putting a lot of stuff down on this journal to help me just clear my mind. And also, with this YouTube video series that I want to do, Brain Dump, and again, it was inspired by my ex-wife. So thanks and a shout out for that. And unfortunately, that's also part of why I'm starting it. But the ability to have an outlet for your mind, the ability to have an outlet for the thoughts that are just busy creating and circling in your mind is super important. So either create something like you paint, or you write in something like a journal, or talk inside of a video like this. Those are all incredible ways to provide an outlet to allow your brain to just kind of push out its thoughts and clear its mind. All right, we're near the end. So number 9 is time. Time heals everything is what they always say. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but time will allow you to kind of clear your mind and get you into the right space, put you in the right situations. It's gonna take time, especially when you get into a traumatic situation or a separation or a divorce. It takes time to heal. So don't expect to go rushing back into the dating scene. Don't expect to go rushing back out in the world with a big smile like, hey guys, here I am. It's gonna take time. It's been about a month for me so far, and it's still been challenging to kind of deal with the emotions. And it's nothing that my ex is doing. It's just the emotions and the expectations that are running through my mind. It's just kind of crazy. And sometimes certain things, certain actions, certain words, certain things that she might say or do trigger responses from the past that I don't really understand, subliminal things. And it takes time to allow that to clear. Again, because those emotions need to come out. You need to be able to verbalize that. You need to be able to allow it to clear out of your mind. And that takes time, unfortunately. So you got to focus on yourself and allow time to heal your mind, heal your spirit, heal your body, and heal your heart. The last one I would recommend, number 10, is to meditate. And I'm just saying it as a recommendation because I'm trying it and it's still a little challenging because my mind, again, is just spinning at 1,000,000 miles a minute with so many things. It's hard to really focus on my Zen in my wisdom eye and just have a quiet, peaceful moment. But I'm working through it. But meditate. And this has worked for me in the past. Right now it's still a little challenging, but it's worked for me in the past to just be able to sit down in a quiet spot, my own personal time, and just zen out. There's many types of meditation out there that you could try. There's a lot of apps too that are really cool. I haven't tried any yet. I'll put some links in the description for ones that I've heard work really well, so I can't recommend one specifically at the moment, but there's a lot of really good ones out there. There's a lot of techniques too, like breathing meditation. There's a transformational meditation. There's a pretty popular one too that I forget the name of right now, but that's something that's really good. It helps you self-reflect and also helps you kind of like zen out, clear out, and allow your body and your mind to just renew itself. So those are my 10 recommendations on this first episode of Brain Dump. These are just things that have been on my mind. I've just been through a lot in the last, I would say, like 2 to 3 months as the separation has progressed. That has just really started coming out that I've never really had expressed before. Like for years, I've been relatively emotionless. Never really expressed my emotions in the sense of like tears of sorrow or tears of joy or anything like that. And this event or this situation has really brought a lot of that out. So while it is traumatic, I am also grateful, strangely enough, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to express these emotions and flush it out and just reconnect with myself. Those are some of the things that I'm just kind of going through. Just again, I have all these, as guys, we have these expectations for ourselves, our lives, and also for our spouses. And we have to kind of realize that we can't control our spouses, but we can control ourselves. So we need to stop focusing on what we can't control and focus on what we can control. So go out there, get in shape, be the best person that you can, focus on your self-development, get healthy, follow your dreams, start chatting with your friends, be closer to society again, and become more self-aware. Again, time heals all wounds. There's a really cool quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. God will have not had his work manifest by cowards. And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It doesn't mean cowards by the fact that you shouldn't have any fear. No, that should mean action in the face of fear. So even if you're in a tough situation, you need to take action. You need to continue forging forward. You need to continue looking ahead. Stop dwelling on the past. Stop dwelling on what's sad or the tough things that you've had happen in your life. Stop dwelling on those things and start forging forward. Become a better you. And at the end of the day, if you become a better you, someone else is going to recognize your improved new self and come to love you for it. So guys, I hope you enjoy my brain dump. I want to do this on a weekly basis on various topics from mindset to technology, things that I'm loving, things that I'm reading, things that are on my mind. This is just my personal journal that I'm sharing with you, just my own outlet for my own brain that hopefully you'll see some value in. If you have any questions or comments or anything you'd love to add, I would love to hear it. Comment below and don't forget to subscribe. There's a subscribe button right down here. Don't forget to subscribe because I want to put out videos on a weekly basis, just dumping my mind out and just sharing what's on my mind for my own sake and also for your own sake. So with that said, I hope you have an awesome week and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.